Hi Michelle, this is Nikki from Celestio Tarot, and I'm here to bring you your intuitive tarot card reading for matters of the heart regarding a Libra that you're inquiring about. If you've been following me for any amount of time, you know that there's three main areas that I really like to focus on in this Celtic cross spread. It's your near future, the energy of the person who's external to you or who's coming towards you, or the person you're inquiring about, and your final outcome. As you can see, I have pulled a ton of cards in your final outcome here because I was led to. I like to get the bigger picture. I like you to be aware of what's to come so you can make healthy and positive decisions. Now, you know, as a disclaimer, I do ask that you don't make any major life decisions or any major life changes based on this reading alone, okay? This reading is only supposed to confirm your intuition and kind of be a support guide. You know, it's supposed to tell you the things you kind of already knew, but also at the same time confirm and support. Okay, sweetie? So you're a Gemini. Thumbs up to my lovely Gemini soul sisters. I am a Gemini as well. I normally don't tell people that in my general readings because, as you know, people either love us or they hate us, right? So, you know, there's probably some people who wouldn't even click on my readings if they knew I was a Gemini. Thanks to some very famous YouTubers out there, YouTube readers out there. They have kind of given us a bad name, so I tend to just keep that quiet anyways. It's never about me, it's always about the readings, you know, it's about the people that these readings get out to, like you, okay? So, again, this is the Celtic Cross spread. I've pulled Ask Angel Oracle cards for your advice, Romance Angels, and we'll also pull some more cards as well. I just can't fit them all on this table, so we will pull some karmic lesson cards and some more divine guidance cards and see how everything goes here with our time. So without further ado, sweetie, let's get right into it, okay? So your overall energy here is the Devil card in the reverse, okay? So, I mean, it's better in the reverse because it talks about releasing, okay? So you're releasing things that aren't serving you anymore. So this could be your energy, it could be the person you're dealing with, it could just be something in general, okay? Regardless, this can also talk about a loss of attraction towards somebody as well. A loss of attraction, a loss of sexual desire towards somebody, but it can also talk about, you know, getting rid of those toxic and unhealthy things in our life that aren't serving our highest good anymore. It can also talk about addictions and that sort of thing as well. But regardless, you're releasing. Somebody's releasing here. Something that maybe wasn't healthy to begin with anyways. All right, so let's take a look at the heart of the matter here, Michelle. We do have the Three of Pentacles and the Tower card. So, I mean, when you see the Three of Pentacles by itself, it's normally a really good card. It talks about building with somebody, okay? It talks about teamwork and apprenticeship and really building and working towards a common goal. But we have the Tower here in the reverse, so there's some sort of disaster that's been avoided here. Or you're either trying to avoid a disaster, you're trying to dodge a bullet. Could have to do with a third party, okay? Normally the Three of Pentacles itself doesn't suggest that, but when you see it paired with this card, it can talk about a third party. Okay, so there, you know, somebody's trying to avoid a disaster here due to a possible third party. And I do say that as well because of the cards that do come up, but we will get there. Now, why is this all happening, Michelle? We have the Five of Cups and the Two of Cups. So you definitely have a strong connection here with this Libra. There is a soulmate connection. I always say that when I see my Two of Cups, it is a deep connection. It's a connection that goes beyond the mundane, beyond, you know, just casual dating and that sort of thing. But there is some major sorrow here, okay? There's also a lot of regret I'm sensing. Now, the Five of Cups itself does mean quite a few things. It can talk about crying over spilled milk. It could talk about not seeing the bigger picture, not looking at your blessings and being focused on all the negatives. But I'm sensing more of regret. Okay, so somebody is feeling some sort of regret here, some sort of emotional loss within this connection. Now, let's take a look at your recent past. Well, we definitely have you, which is good. You are in your element here. You're in the upright, which is nice. Now, in your recent past, you were either delivering some sort of truth or receiving some sort of truth. This is communication. big time communication, but it's also honest communication, okay? So this is some sort of honest communication that you are delivering to this Libra, or the Libra is delivering to you, or just some sort of realization. It could have even been an epiphany. Okay, normally the aces are gifts from the divine. So it's almost like a blessing that comes in, or something that, you know, you were really focused on or worried about, and, you know, clarity came big time. Just all of a sudden clarity came, possibly because there was communication that was done between you and another person. So let's take a look at your obstacle and challenge right now. We have the Page of Cups and the King of Swords. So here's your Libra. Okay, but he is in your challenge position, so there is no love offer being made at this time. It's your challenge, right? Because somebody was trying to avoid a disaster here, possibly a third party situation, that this love offer, these messages of love aren't getting up off the ground right now. It is a definite obstacle and challenge for you right now. So in your thoughts, we have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse with the Four of Wands. So this is a really clear message, Michelle. You are thinking heavily about coming out of the cold here. So either, you know, maybe you've been left out in the cold, or you've left the Libra out in the cold. Whatever the case is, you want commitment, you want celebration, you want to have fun with this Libra. But there's been some sort of sense of abandonment here between you two, and you're heavily thinking about it. You want, you know, this commitment. Maybe there hasn't been commitment here. Maybe, you know, there's been some dating going on or seeing other people. But regardless, the sense or the fear of abandonment is here. And you want to come out of that into a more committed partnership with this Libra, because it's in your thoughts. Okay? So let's take a look at your near future. Okay? And do keep in mind, Michelle, this is a future prediction, okay? But the future is very subjective. Energy is always changing. So it is just one little tiny possibility out of many. Now, if you stay on course right now, as I'm tapping into your energy, if you stay on this current path that you're on, then this possibility is highly likely, okay? But free will always comes into play. So if you do change your mind about something, or if the person you're dealing with changes their mind, it can change this. Now, we're getting into a bit of more heavier energy here in the near future. I really feel like something is going to be illuminated, Michelle. We have the Six of Swords in the reverse with the Seven of Swords, the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Sun card. So there is something here that is being illuminated. I have to say it, there's some deception. Major deception with this Seven of Swords. Even though, you know, it's like somebody is unwilling or unable to move away from this deception. Okay, there's major juggling going on here with the Two of Pentacles. So this is, you know, going into your near future. This could be happening like right about now, within the next couple days and within the next couple weeks. It all depends where you're at energetically. But either you or the person you're dealing with is laying down their burdens here with the Ten of Wands. This is somebody who's at the end of a cycle. They've been, you know, they're exhausted. They've been carrying this load for a very long time, and they just want to release, you know. With the Seven of Cups right under the Seven of Swords there, that lets me know that either you or the person you're dealing with is dealing with more than one option. Okay, someone here has a lot of options, and not only that, whether it's you or the Libra, someone may feel like, you know, they have their head up in the clouds a little bit too much, and they're not really seeing the truth for what it is. But the Sun card does bring the promise that it's going to be illuminated. Okay, it is going to come out, it is going to make sense. And, you know, this is a major instability, this deception, whatever it is. I call this Seven of Swords my Thief in the Night card. It is my lying, sneaking, cheating behavior card. So somebody is doing the dirty here, or will be, and it's going to come out. And in turn, you know, someone's going to lay down their burdens. Tens are always the end of a cycle. So it's the ending of something, the beginning of something else. But what I find interesting with the Six of Swords in the reverse, it's like you're either not able to move away from somebody mentally, constantly thinking about them. Maybe there's a block or a delay in some sort of move or travel as well. Or this could be unable to move away from the deception, from the juggling act here, because of all the options. Now, this can talk about an overindulgence in alcohol or drugs or that sort of thing as well. I did want to mention that because we do have the Devil in the reverse as your overall energy. But regardless, with the Sun, it's all going to come out. It's going to make sense. Okay, so if this is not you doing this, then it is the Libra doing this. Okay, there's somebody here that is not being forthright. Okay, and they're juggling. As you know, I'm a Gemini too. I do tell you how I see it in the cards. I'm not the type of reader who's going to, you know, pull all these ideas and fantasies out of thin air and try and make this into something happily ever after when it's not, because you know, that'll give somebody false hope, and I'm not about that. I want to tell you the truth. I want you to be prepared. Even if it's you doing this energy, I don't even judge you for that, okay? Never ever will I judge a client, but what you do say between me and you is 100% confidential as well. Now, this is your other current circumstances. So not only do we have that Three of Pentacles, but we're showing up here with the Three of Cups in the reverse. So this is always, 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 especially paired with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, a third party, okay? I am sorry to say it. There may be some unrequited love going on. Because we have this Four of Cups, this usually talks about unrequited love with the Six of Pentacles in reverse. This is somebody giving way, way, way too much and the other person not giving enough, okay? Now, this is also somebody who's, you know, not giving enough because they're giving to somebody else outside of the connection. Now, we do have this King of Pentacles showing up in the reverse. So I'm not sure who this person is to you. It may be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn male who's unstable or not in the picture anymore, because we have this Ten of Swords. Or this could be your Libra taking on this energy, and it could just mean that this person's very unstable. Somebody's unstable here. Whoever it is, I'm not sure, but there is unrequited love. Somebody is bored. Somebody is discontent within this connection, and it's causing this huge unequal give and take. And, you know, again, with that Seven of Swords, there's some sneaky shit going on. Excuse my language. I don't mean to swear in my readings, but I mean, you are a Gemini, so hopefully you'll understand. But ultimately, Michelle, we do have the Ten of Swords. Okay, so we have the Ten of Wands, we have the Ten of Swords, we have two tens. So you are definitely at a major ending here. Now, the Ten of Swords can talk about a betrayal as well. Not just an ending, but, you know, a painful ending. Some sort of betrayal here. So I'm not sure who's rejecting whose offer. Whether it's you or the Libra, but there is this rejection. There is this offer that is not being accepted. And again, there's more unrequited love, or just, you know, somebody who feels way more than the other person, which isn't always a healthy sign, you know what I mean? But again, this King of Pentacles is showing up as well. And again, major endings, okay? But again, if you're not dealing with the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, it can be the Libra who is very unstable here, okay? Because I am sensing some unstable energy. So let's peek directly into your Libra, into his existence, his reality. What is going on with this Libra? What is he up to? What is he feeling? What is he bringing towards you? Okay, we have the Four of Pentacles. We have the Three of Swords in the reverse. The Lover's card in the reverse. The Five of Wands. Four of Swords in the reverse. The Justice card in the reverse. And the World card. So, you know, he is showing up, you know, in reverse here. But I feel like maybe something has come out. Maybe that's what this past communication was with this Ace of Swords, because this Libra's healing from something. This Three of Swords in the reverse, this was either some sort of betrayal or some sort of ending that he's healing from now. And he may be keeping it to himself. You know, this is somebody who keeps his emotions to himself, maybe even keeping his money to himself. Just, you know, holding on to things tightly and not letting them go. Now, you're showing up here in his position. The Lover's card in the reverse. That's our card, the card of Gemini. But it's in the reverse. That's letting me know that this Libra's need to make a head over heart decision. And it has to do with competition here with the Five of Wands. So he's either competing for you, or was competing for you, or you were competing for him. Regardless, there's arguments, or there's fighting, or some sort of struggle. And if it's not a struggle, it's major competition. Like I said, because there's third parties, right? But this Libra is going to communicate the injustice to you. He's going to either communicate how he feels about the injustice, if you're the one that did it, or vice versa. he's going to communicate how he feels about the injustice, because, there has been some wrongdoings here. There's a major, major imbalance here between you and this Libra. And you're, it may be it for you guys, because we do have the World card now. It may be the end of the injustice as well, if it's not the end for you two. But regardless, the World card does talk about a completion here. It does talk about a karmic completion as well. So this may have been a soulmate connection that was very karmic, okay? Because there is some heavy energies. There are some betrayals here. But, especially if you two are separated at this time, because he is showing up as the Three of Swords in the reverse. If there is a separation happening, then he is going to communicate about it. He will be coming out of introspection here. But it may just be to tell you that, he doesn't want to move forward if you're the one that's done the injustice. Okay? But yeah, there was competition that was going on. And I do feel like he's going to make some sort of choice or decision soon. I'm just going to move the cards here that we have already talked about, honey. That way we can spread out the rest of the cards without them being all over the place. So we're doing really well for time right now. Usually these readings are about 30 minutes long, but I'm going to pull some more cards anyway, so we'll see how long this takes. Okay, so normally this would be your hopes and fears position, but I have changed this now, okay? Because it's all fine and well for me to tell you what the tarot says, but what do you do with that information, right? As a client, for you, what is it that you do now? After you receive your reading, what do you do? So I've changed this position to, what are your next steps, Michelle? What are your next steps in achieving your heart's desires? And these are the cards that we have. We have the Three of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, Temperance in reverse, Eight of Wands in reverse, the Two of Wands, and the Hermit card. So there's a major theme in this pile. Patience and waiting. Okay, these are your next steps. If you've been thinking about communicating right now, especially if there's been an injustice done, Spirit is saying to wait. You may be feeling a lot of impatience at this time. As Geminis, we frequently do. Us Geminis, we like instant gratification. When we want something, we want it done now. You know what I mean? We want to see results right now. The waiting game is really hard for us to do and bear. But right now in this situation, Spirit is saying you really need to have patience, because there is an imbalance here. Big time. There is some, again, I'm going back to unjust behavior. I'm going back to unrequited love, that unequal give and take with that Six of Pentacles. Regardless, Spirit is saying you need to wait. Okay, wait for your ships to come in. Wait for what you deserve. Wait on this communication. Okay, the Hanged Man. It is a beautiful card. It is a spiritual card, but more than that, and Geminis are great at this, you need to take yourself out of the situation for a minute and really look at this, whatever it is you've gone through with this Libra, or, even if this is brand new, which I'm not really sensing it is, but even if it is, there's some unjust behavior going on, and Spirit is telling you to take a step back, take a time out, and look at this situation objectively. You're needing to look at something in a different perspective here. And more than that, you need to have patience. This is saying do not rush into anything. Okay, with this Eight of Wands in reverse, it can talk about blocked communication, it can talk about blocked travel or delays in communication or travel, but because this is your next step, Spirit is saying slow down. Okay, slow right down, especially when you're communicating. Take a step out, take a time out, really focus on your patience and bringing more balance and moderation back into your life, and go within with the Hermit card here. This is, again, more spiritual cards. You really need to go within, hone into your intuition, follow your inner guidance, and again, take a step back, take a time out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Majority of these cards here are basically talking about slowing down, taking a step back, taking a time out, not jumping into anything, not taking action. Ultimately, Michelle, there's a choice that you're needing to make here, because you are at a crossroads with this Two of Wands. You are going to be faced with a choice. It is a minor arcana card, so don't worry. It's not going to be, life-changing, but there will be a choice that's needing to come up for you. And, Spirit is saying don't rush, or do not be quick to make the choice, okay? Whatever that means to you. Don't be quick to make the choice. Don't be quick to communicate. Snap, snap, snap. Don't do that. Take your time in communicating. Take your time with making decisions. So I hope that was very clear to you. I actually have been liking this new layout I've done with the next steps, because it's helping you and guiding you, and giving you some idea of what to do next. Because I've had a lot of clients in the past come back and say, okay, so what should I do, right? So now I'm incorporating that into my readings, and it's really helping a lot of people. So let's take a look at your final outcome. And do give this time to play out, okay? I mean, it could play out tomorrow. Other times it could play out in a couple months. It really all depends where you're at energetically, okay? So again, a lot of cards have been pulled here. I want to make sure I can get them all in the frame. Pretty much. Okay. So we start off with the High Priestess in the reverse. We have the Death card. We have the Five of Swords in the reverse. The Ace of Cups in the reverse. The Moon card. The Hierophant. The Six of Cups. Seven of Wands. The Judgment in reverse, the Fool card in the reverse, the Eight of Cups in the reverse, the Nine of Pentacles and the Star card. So, whoa, talk about a lot of energy, talk about a lot of stuff going on here. But nonetheless, there are going to be some secrets. Secrets that are coming out here, okay? Whether you're keeping the secrets, whether the Libra's keeping the secrets, this is like really using your intuition and finding things out, okay? Especially if somebody's been hiding something from you, and vice versa. If you've been hiding something from somebody else, you have to be careful, because it's going to come out and cause either a death to the situation and a complete ending, or some sort of transformation here. And I'm looking at it more like an ending to something, because I see you down here single, okay? So whatever it is, the mind games or the manipulation, the deceit, or even just the fighting, it's really coming to an end, because you're wanting to come out of that, or the person you're dealing with is wanting to come out of that. And even though love is here, it's not being offered. There's some sort of new beginning that's just not getting off the ground here in the outcome. And it's due to secrets. It's due to deception. With the Moon card, there was too many secrets here. There was too much deception. There was too much somebody hiding something from somebody here. And maybe it has to do with a commitment. It may have to do with a marriage. It may have to do with somebody from the past, or a commitment from the past here, because we have the Hierophant and the Six of Cups. Six of Cups usually always deals with somebody from the past. Now, it can talk about a commitment from the past that somebody's stuck on as well. Maybe, but that's why there's unrequited love. Maybe that's why there is an unequal give and take between you two. But regardless, whether it's you or this Libra, somebody's giving up with the Seven of Wands, You're not defending yourself, or the Libra's not defending himself anymore. They are literally laying down their wands and, waving that white flag in the air. I feel here with the Judgment card and the Fool card both in reverse that there's not going to be a second chance granted. Or a third or fourth chance, wherever you're at, okay? The Judgment card in the reverse usually talks about, going in a different way, being called to go in a new direction, okay? Because there's just no risk being taken between you two with the Fool card. This is somebody who either doesn't want to take a risk with you, or you're not going to take a risk with them. And you're going to feel like you can't emotionally walk away, or this person can't emotionally walk away from you. But, ultimately there is going to be an ending here. And you're going to focus on your abundance. Okay, you're going to focus on your coin. You're going to maybe even embrace singlehood eventually. But regardless, this is somebody who is single, who doesn't need anything from anybody else. But I still feel like the other person is unable to walk away emotionally here. And I mainly feel that it's unrequited because of somebody from the past, or a commitment from the past that somebody wasn't able to let go of. And even though the emotions are here, the love is here, it's just not getting up off the ground. And it's the secrets or the things that were hidden, the deception that was hidden, that's really going to put an end to this. And it's going to make somebody too fearful to take a leap of faith here. You know, you're just not going to take a leap of faith. But ultimately, what's positive about this? We end off with the Nine of Pentacles and the Star card. So, I mean, 2 positive cards, because there's a healing coming in here for you. Michelle, there is a major healing, okay? And during this healing, you're really going to focus on yourself. You're going to focus on your finances. You're going to focus on self-love. And maybe even just, you know, the finer things in life. Taking that bubble bath, that Epsom salt bubble bath, getting a pedicure, doing things that make you happy and make you feel good, okay? And, you know, in doing this, maybe even becoming single. Maybe the message here is in becoming single, that's when your healing is going to start. That's when you're going to bring more balance back into your life. And whatever this is, it's divinely guided. It's meant to happen. That's why I feel like this was very karmic, if that makes sense. There's some sort of karmic connection here, okay? So we probably don't have time, but I just want to quickly go into the Psychic Tarot. Wisdom. We have the Hierophant there. Ouch, excuse me. So I don't know if this is a marriage, okay, or if somebody's committed to somebody already. But the Hierophant has showed up twice now. This isn't the Hierophant, but in the traditional tarot, it represents the Hierophant. So again, I'm not sure if there's marriage or commitment or something here. Okay, again, and it has to do with somebody from the past as well. But let's quickly go in with the Psychic Tarot and we'll get a card. See, we've had 2 5s now. This is financial and material changes. We've had 2 5s now, which does suggest tension. It suggests conflict. It suggests struggle, okay? So do be aware of that. I feel like you know, maybe money situations do have something to do with this connection as well, but regardless, there are changes on the horizon for you, transformations even. So Spirit of Love and Light, can I please get a card for Michelle? Michelle's energy. Michelle, the beautiful goddess, the beautiful Gemini. What is she bringing to the table? What are her next steps, Spirit? Moving on. See? You need to move on, I believe. I mean, that's the messages. Again, use your own intuition, use your own logic. This can also talk about travel, moving on, as in moving your house as well. I will never tell you what to do, but I will tell you what the cards are suggesting. What Spirit is ultimately suggesting. All right, let's take a look at the Libra's energy. Obstacles and challenges. Look, that's the 3rd 5 now that we've pulled here. Accelerated motion. It came out in the reverse though. I normally don't read these cards in the reverse, but it did come out in the reverse. So this is blocked communication. This is blocked movement. This is, you know, no forward movement whatsoever. And what is the final outcome between Michelle the Gemini and the Libra that she's dealing with? Heartache and loss, separation. So that's like the 3 of Swords. Okay, so there is some sort of separation here that's going to occur between you two if it hasn't already. Disruption. So that's the Tower. So there is going to be a shakeup. If it hasn't already happened, you know, there will be a shakeup of your foundation. It may come in quickly, it may come in suddenly, but regardless, it is something being torn down. You know, anything that wasn't built on a solid and firm foundation to begin with, it's going to be turned down so you can rebuild, okay? You know, somebody is heavily stuck on the past here with this Memories of Love. It's like the 6 of Cups. Interesting, we have 2 6s and then a 3rd 6 here. But there's this major waiting period. Remember, Spirit is saying, like, don't rush into anything too quickly. You know, even though the message here is to move on, make sure you're really biding your time and making sure that you're doing things the way you're meant to. You know what I mean? And don't quickly make rash decisions. Recognition and reward. You know, that's kind of like the 3 of Wands here. So it's planning. planning, planning, planning. And then we have awareness, which is beautiful because you are the magician. I feel like Geminis are really stepping into their power and becoming the magician. And, you know, we can manifest so rapidly, us Geminis, because we rule the magician. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. And, you know, people think, or not even people think, we seem to manifest so much quicker. We seem to achieve things so much faster than most people, because manifestation begins with a thought. And, you know, we rule the mind, we rule thought, we rule communication. That's why we can seem to get things done quicker and easier than everybody else. But people also resent us for that as well. Like I said, it's a blessing and a curse. But at the same time, it doesn't matter what you're thinking. If it's negative or positive, you're still going to manifest whatever it is you're thinking about. So you need to be careful. But this is the awareness, the ultimate awareness, the manifestation. Look, new beginnings. That's like the Fool card. So this is you setting off on a journey, you know, a brand new journey. And usually it is a solitary card. So, you know, you're setting off on your own journey here. Transformation. Beautiful. This is the Death card. So you're really starting something new. You're transforming your life. And it's even spiritually as well. And look at that. Once you end it out, once you start a new journey, you have material and spiritual prosperity. Okay? Material and spiritual prosperity. So I feel like there's been, this connection has somehow impacted your finances. And ultimately, Spirit is saying, you know, move on, but don't make a rash decision. But it's in moving on here and you know, transforming your life and ending out old stagnant situations and moving forward. It's where you're really going to start to prosper. But let's see. Walking away. Emotional withdrawal. This is the 8 of Cups. So you're either walking away from this Libra or this Libra's walking away from you. And the intuition card just flew out of the deck. Okay. You need to use your intuition. And Geminis are highly intuitive. They're the most psychic sign in the zodiac. People think it's Pisces, but it's not. Pisces are too dreamy. Geminis have the logic to back up their intuition, the reasoning and logic. But look at this. Somebody needs to speak their truth and use their intuition, and I think it's you. Okay? Have hope. Keep the faith, like the Star card. Choose wisely. 7 of Cups. Somebody's got too many options here. Deception and envy. Look at that. We have the 7 of Cups and the 7 of Swords. Again, somebody's playing around. Okay? If it's not you who has all these options, or who have made, you know, you may have stepped out on the connection, then this Libra has a lot of options here. Major third parties, and it's time to move forward. You're going to triumph over it. Okay? Rest and rejuvenation. This is taking a time out. 4 of Swords. Take a time out. Find the balance, Michelle. There's balance that needs to be restored here, but ultimately solitude is where you're going to find your peace. It's like the Hermit card. It's, you know, being single. 9 of Pentacles. Fertility. That's where you're going to find your abundance. You know. Universe. See, you're at the end of a cycle here. Okay. When you close this out and end the things in your life that aren't serving you anymore, that's when you're going to have positive movement forward. Okay, Michelle? So I believe the messages are rather clear here. Let's take a look at your Ask Angel. So yes, if your intuition's on point. If you were wondering about a question, the answer to that is yes. The situation will improve within the next few months. Okay? But step into your power, honey. Step into your power. Make sure you are being authentic. Cards are just dropping all over the place here. Okay. So we have pay attention to the red flags. Okay, the signs are cautioning you. We have soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. It may be a soulmate connection here, but there's deception. Okay, someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. Stay optimistic about your love life, even though there is deception, even though the signs are cautioning you about the red flags. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. Stepping into that magician energy. Express yourself. Express your love. Express how you feel. Okay? And retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Let's quickly go and see, what are your karmic lessons here? What are Michelle's karmic challenges when it comes to this Libra? What are the 3 main things she's needing to learn or focus on? Doubt, I release the need to know all the answers. Peace. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy. Forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So again, maybe you need to forgive someone, maybe they need to forgive you. Okay, but if you've been wronged, Michelle, don't go forth with unforgiveness in your heart. Do not go forth with resentment and hate and fear and anger and that vindictive energy in your heart, because it's going to block your blessings. It'll block the gifts from the universe coming in, this material and spiritual prosperity. It'll be blocked if you go forth with resentment in your heart. So make sure you learn these 3 things. These are your 3 major karmic lessons here. Have forgiveness in your heart. That doesn't mean take somebody back who's wronged you. It just means have compassion, have love in your heart. Look at this. Have faith. Have faith. Trust your faith in this situation. Trust your intuition in this situation, Michelle. Show simple acts of kindness. A simple act of kindness can energize you and bring happiness to those around you. So I think the messages are very clear here, sweetie, and I wish you nothing but the best in your endeavors. And I'm sending you positive, healing, Reiki, loving Reiki energy if you're open to it, okay? And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to email me. Okay, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. All right, darling. Namaste.